Hey guys, it's Ted, and I'm here to give you another fast fact. And today's fast fact is in regard to the Carthaginians. Uh, today's fast fact regards the reorganization of the Carthaginian Army. And now Carthage, the Carthaginians had long since used mercenary forces for their land campaigns. Most Carthaginian citizens opted to serve in their navy, was more prestigious for them. Um, Being Phoenicians and all, or at least having Phoenician descent, it was more prestigious to serve in the Navy. So they used mercenary forces for the army, and they didn't really have a strong military tradition as far as an officer corps is concerned. Now, this all changed when the Carthaginians began to expand into Sicily, and came up against the organized Greek defenders and the native Sicilian defenders, whom the Greeks referred to as the Sicils. They were unable to defeat them, and they suffered a series of just devastating defeats in the 480s BCE. And to recover from all this, the Carthaginians sent envoys out to Sparta, and the Spartans had a reputation for rehabilitating failed militaries because in all the Greek world, only the Spartans had a professional standing army, an army that drilled and was maintained year round. And only the Spartans produced officers, seasoned officers who went through this if you want to look at it as sort of predating Sandhurst. They had this military school, these military institutions, and training and doctrine programs to produce good officers. And so the Carthaginians went to the Spartans and requested that an officer be sent out to help them reorganize their army. And the Spartans, always eager to expand their military criteria, their military reputation, sent an officer out, and this officer went out and drilled the Carthaginian cadets and turned them into first-rate commanders. And the Carthaginians would later return to they would later build on this and establish one of the great officer corps in antiquity. And while still using mainly mercenary troops to fight their wars, they were now headed and led by experienced officers who went through, while not as rigorous a training as the Spartans, still a good deal of training. And they later returned to Sicily to avenge themselves, capturing a number of cities and just defeating the local inhabitants. This war would end not so much in a Carthaginian overall victory in Sicily, but more or less just simply to rehabilitate their wounded pride from their earlier defeats. And there you guys have it. That was the fast fact on the Carthaginian army and the Spartan influence or aid to the Carthaginian army.